Hey guys, welcome back. This is CSGO Biology. In this video, we are trying to do the Sarawak trials paper, set 1, paper 1. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so let's look at question 1. Question 1, the following statement is the functions of components in the cell transport protein synthesized by the ribosome to other parts of the cell. So this is the job of the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, for question 2, diagram 1 shows a unicellular organism. So this is the paramecium and is pointing at the vacuole here. So what is the following shows the importance of a structure X and to the organism. Now basically structure X is the vacuole that will contract to expel the water out from the paramecium. So it can control the water condensed in the paramecium. Wow, the options here is long. We try to look at this one by one. When the organism is in a hot environment, it will regulate the temperature. No, it should be regulating the water. When the organism is in isotonic environment, it should be hypotonic environment. So this one is wrong. Then let's check the C. When the organism is in hypotonic environment, yes. So the structure S will contract to expel excess water. This one is correct. So we look at this diagram again. If let's say the environment is hypotonic, water concentration is higher, so water will diffuse into the contractile vacuole through osmosis. So this is the answer for question C. Okay, continue to look at question 3. Diagram 2 shows movement of substance across the wall of the alveolus and blood capillaries. We have the carbon dioxide diffuse back to the alveolus, oxygen diffuse into the red blood cell. What's the name of this process? Diffusions, simple diffusions. Answer is A. For question 4, an athlete just completed his 5,000 meter events. Which of the following drinks he should take? Of course, once you finish doing exercise, you should drink the isotonic drinks, which can recover the loss of the water. Now, for example, like 100 Plus is one of the isotonic drinks we have in the market. Question 5. Diagram 3 shows the formation of this disaccharide from monosaccharide. So that here, this one is not sucrase, I guess. This one should be the sucrose. Okay, sucrose plus water. Sucrose is formed by two molecules, which is the fructose and also the glucose. I guess X and Y should be the glucose and fructose. Glucose, fructose, yes, correct. So glucose, fructose, yes, correct. So A and C, remove. Now, X plus Y to form a complex molecule. This one is called the condensations. So we should choose the condensation. For that, it's a process of condensation. And answer for question 5 is D. Now look at question 6. Diagram 4 shows DNA strand. I think the diagram here is wrong. For DNA, it should be like anti-parallels, which these pentagons, it should be facing downwards. Okay, the opposite side of the other strands are something like this. So this diagram is wrong. What is the nitrogenous base P and Q? Adenines will always combine with the T, okay, which is thymine. Guanine will always combine with the C, which is the cytosine, which then the answer for Q is cytosines, and then P is the thymine. Answer is C for these questions. Saliva samples were collected by the student P and Q respectively, so we put inside the water bath. So which of the following is the correct response for the differences in the rate of sugar production in two samples? Now we can see student Q, the concentration of sugar production for student Q is low. For P is higher. Okay, for P is higher. Now let's look at these questions again. We talked about the starch solutions. They are trying to use the saliva to convert the starch into the sugar. Maybe the product is talking about the glucose. So starch will be converted into sugar, okay, by the salivary enzyme. So let's say we have more enzyme in the saliva Okay, let's say we have the more enzyme in the saliva, so more starch will be converted into sugar. So sugar concentration will get higher when we have higher concentration of enzyme. So the answer for this question is A. Okay, so student P has higher concentration of amylase than student Q's saliva, so they can convert more starch into the glucose, sugar, which make the concentration of sugar is higher than Q. Okay, so let's continue. Diagram 5 shows a phase of meiosis. This is a meiosis phase. What is this phase? Every one is like arranging in the middle of the cell. This one should be the metaphase B. Which of the following is correct about the cell P? Cell P is the sperm cell. So sperm cell is the reproductive cell, which is the gamete. Gamete should have the half number of the chromosome of the parent cell. Answer should be donkey. Now, for humans, normal cell, we have 46 chromosomes. For sperm, that should consist half of it, which is 23 chromosomes. So for question 10, diagram 7 shows an experiment to study the aerobic respirations. We put a cockroach inside and soda lime as well. One test tube with the cockroach, one test tube without the cockroach. So predict the result of the experiments. And since the cockroach will do the respirations, they might want to take in the oxygen. Okay, they might want to take in the oxygen. So when they take in the oxygen, the color liquid will be sucked into the tubes. So the tube should increase. Answer here should be A. The colors liquid in the capillary tubes should increases. Okay, should increase. 11. Diagram 8 shows a tracheal system in an insect. What is X? Now, if you zoom into the X, you will realize that it's talking about the bubbles here. It's not the hole here. Okay, so it is the bubbles that is located besides the trachea. So what is X? X must be the A sac. Okay, must be the A sac. So 11 is donkey. Diagram 9 shows the gaseous exchange and transport of respiratory gases in the blood circulations. Okay, what are the partial pressure? Guys, what is the meaning of partial pressure? Partial pressure means the concentrations. Basically, it refers to the concentration of the gas. But we don't use concentration, we use partial pressure. If you want to look at X, X is consisting the oxygenated blood. So the partial pressure of the oxygen must be low compared to Y. Partial pressure of the oxygen in Y is higher. So X low, Y high. X low, Y high. Answer donkey. Diagram 10 shows an organ that involved in the human digestive system. Which of the following digestions occurs in the organ? Now, stomach only digests protein. Stomach only digests protein by using their pepsin. So we find pepsin here. Yes, this is pepsin. So answer here is C. Protein being digested by pepsin into polypeptide. Poly, I should be Y. Okay, polypeptides. Question 14. An artificial pacemaker is implanted. So which is slow or erratic heartbeat. Erratic means not consistent. So how does this device work? So pacemaker is actually a machine that is being placed nearby the heart so that they can like send the nerve impulse or electrical impulse to stimulate the heart to beat. So the answer here should be electrical impulse are sent by the pacemaker to produce the heartbeat. Answer is B for these questions. Okay, next continue. Diagram 11 shows a blood vessels that is tear. So cell X accumulate at the wound site and release chemical substance. So if your blood vessel is tear, you are bleeding. Things will come closer to the X to make sure it stop bleeding, which is the platelets. Now, why not the answer is fibrin? You need to take notes, okay, of the questions here. Say that releases the chemical substances. the fibril will not release chemical substances, but the platelets will. So platelets will release the chemical substances to attract the attention. So B will be the answer. Platelets are instead of fibril. Diagram 12 shows the formation of build-up of plaque on the artery wall, or known as the atherosclerosis. So what is this? How to diagnose this condition? Okay, blood test, electrocardiogram, ECG, urine test, and coronary angiogram. So the answer for this one is blood test, yes. Okay, because you look at this one, atherosclerosis is due to the plaque, the formation of the plaque, the deposit of the cholesterol maybe. So if we do the blood test, we can test the cholesterol. We want to see how much cholesterol we have in the blood. So blood test can roughly know is your blood vessel still healthy or not. So 1 is correct. Okay, ECG is actually a device to record the electrical signal that come from your heart. So basically, when your heart is pumping unusual, for example, like they want to pump more blood, then they will pump faster because of the plaque block the blood. So we can be this signal can be detected by the ECG. So yes, we can use ECG. Urine test, definitely not. Okay, we cannot find any signals from the urine test. So 3 is wrong. Coronary angiogram is you use the X-ray to see the heart. You use the X-ray to see the heart. You use the X-ray to see the heart blood vessel, blood vessel. So we can see what is inside, of the blood vessel. So coronary angiogram is correct as well. So 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 4. B. Diagram 13 shows the sequence of a process carried by a leukocyte. Basically, this leukocyte is like eating, engulfing the bacteria. We call this as a phagocytosis. Answer B. Okay, question 18. Mrs. X, who is pregnant, has been confirmed that a doctor has having AIDS, HIV. So how she prevents from being infected by the HIV? So the answer for this question is should not breastfeed her baby, because HIV, this virus can be transferred to another human being through the body fluid, including the breast milk. So breastfeeding is not allowed for this one. Diagram 14 shows the structure of motor neuron. Yes. So ABCD, which help to accelerate the flow of the nerve impulse. So the answer here should be the nodes of Ranvier. The gap. So basically, the nerve impulse will be like travel along the nerve and then jump over to another myelin shift. So this jumping can accelerate the speed. So D is important to accelerate the speed of the nerve impulse transmissions. Question 20, you remove your hands, and this is about the reflex actions. These reflex actions, basically, it involves 3 types of neurons. It involves 3 types of neurons. A. Now, why not the answer is 2 neurons reflex arc? Now, this one normally we refer to the knee jerk. The knee jerk one. So only the knee jerk is the special one that involves the 2 neurons, which is the sensory neurons as well as the motor neurons. Relay neuron is not involved in these reactions. Okay, 21. Diagram 16 shows the endocrine glands. So gland X is the pancreas. Pancreas is true about the gland X. So pancreas will release the pancreatic juice as well as the insulin and glucagon to control the blood sugar level. So it's true about it will secrete the glucagon to increase the glucose level in the blood. So this question this is the answer. Okay, the normal temperature of the humans is 36. So we have 2 hormone X and hormone Y. to regulate the body temperature. So this one, X can increase the metabolic rate, Y will accelerate the conversions of glycogen to glucose. Okay, so what is the hormone X and Y? Now guys, for these questions, you need to be very careful, because most of the students, when they see the metabolic rate, they will choose adrenaline, and then they see glycogen converted into glucose. This one they will choose glucagon. But the real answer is not like that, okay? Because when you go and check the textbook, under the regulations of the temperature, you will see that the body actually will release the tyrosine, okay, to control the metabolic rate, and adrenaline to increase the glycogen to increase the conversions of glycogen to glucose. So this one should be the answer. Now, normally adrenaline is a hormone that release just for a certain moments only, for a short moment, and glucagon will be for a longer moments. So let's say you want to like control your body temperature immediately, then you will use adrenaline to control the conversion of glycogen to glucose. Okay, so guys, please go and check your textbook for these questions. You will understand, okay, why the answer is A and not C. Okay, now next one, 23, diagram 17 shows the artificial joint in the knee. How artificial joint can overcome the problem faced by the patients with osteoarthritis. Now, osteoarthritis is talking about the wear and tear of the end of the joint. So when you keep on exercising, and then the cartilage at the end of the bones will getting thinner and thinner. When this cartilage getting thinner and thinner, when you are try to move, okay, the joint will like have a very big frictions between the bones and the bones. All right, so when you have a big frictions in between the bones, you will feel the pain. That's why they need to make the artificial joint to reduce the pain in wears out knee joints due to the excessive use. The answer is donkey. Okay, question 24. Man's P has 7 children. Sure, okay, about this. So, and wants to limit the number. Okay, it's time to limit the number. So, which of the following action can be used by the doctor? So, this is actually the testis, and we have the seminiferous tubule, and this is the sperm duct. Normally, the doctor will just cut this sperm duct to avoid the transfer of the sperms. Okay, for this question is vasectomy. Yes, correct. Vasectomy is cutting the sperm duct. Okay, it's cutting the sperm duct. It's a surgery that cut the sperm duct. Okay, so to inhibit spermatogenesis. This one is wrong, guys. This one is wrong. So even though you don't have your sperm duct, your spermatogenesis still can occur. That means your testes will still produce a lot of sperm cell. Okay, they will still produce a sperm cell. They just cut here only, right? Not. So A is not the answer. Okay, ligated the structure X so that the male secondary sexual characteristic change. The secondary sexual characteristic will not change, so B is wrong as well. Cutting and ligated the structure X so that the sperm cannot be released. Yes. Okay, so the answer is C for these questions. Now, guys, you must be very confused, okay, about these words ligated. Okay, ligated basically it means tied up. Okay, it means tied up. You cut the sperm duct and then you tie it up so that the sperm will not be released. Okay. All right, guys. 25. High level of hormone X stimulates the graafian follicles to release that stimulates. Okay, so when I see the ovulations, I know this hormone is LH, the luteinizing hormone, because it is the hormone that stimulates the ovulation. So answer here is A, 25. Question 26. Formation of the twins. All right, so this is the Siamese twins because they stick together already. So question 26. When I see Siamese twins, yeah, this is the answer. D. Which parts label A, B, C, D is the zones of cell differentiation take place? Differentiation, we need to take notes, guys. So D is the zone of cell divisions, okay, divisions. And then C will be the elongations. And then B is the differentiation, okay, the zone of differentiation. Why I say this is a differentiation? Because you start to see the root hair cell as well as the xylem and phloem is forming in the root. Okay, so this answer is B. Question 28. Diagram 22 shows a growth curve of a plant. This has two sigmoid curve, 1 and 2 sigmoid curve. That means this is the biennial plants. So the plants can have two growth curve, and then the first one is the vegetative. Okay, it's vegetative. That means they start to grow vegetative. They start to grow their stem, roots, and so on to prepare them to be a mature plants. So when it comes to the phase 2, the stage 2, they are trying to like reproduce already. Okay, so phase 2 is for reproduction, phase A is for vegetative. So the answer here should be B. The first growing season is for the growth of roots, leaf, and stem. Continue with 29. So it's talking about the air humidity of the surrounding. So when you can see the air humidity increases, then the transpiration rate will decrease. So the options here is the higher the humidity, the lower the relative air humidity, the faster the water vapor escape from a stomata. Answer is B. You increase the concentration gradient, then the water can diffuse out faster in this way. Question 30. What is the adaptations of structure P in intake of water and mineral salt? This is the root hair. Root hair is actually an extended cell. They do this because they want to increase the total surface area so that they can absorb more water. So you can see the root hair by elongating towards the lateral side. Yeah, answer here should be D. Question 31. It's talking about the xylem and the phloem. So what I can see here is K will be the phloem, L will be the xylem. Okay, so identify K and L. So L is the xylem vessel, yes, and K will be the sieve tube. Okay, so answer here should be C. Why not companion cell, guys? Why not companion cell? The cell here is called the companion cell. Okay, at the side one, this one, the cell here is called the companion cell. Companion cell. Question 32. Which of the following are the uses of phytoremediations in the daily life? You want to use the phyto, which is the plants to treat something, especially the pollutions. So you want to use the plants to filter the water, use the plants to eliminations of polluted substance in the water. Yes. Aquatic organism to using aquatic organism. Yeah, this one is wrong because we use the plants, not the organism. So using the plants to absorb heavy metals in the soil. Yes. Okay, so the answer here should be 2 and 4. So question 33. Which of the following is the functions of ethylene? Ethylene has the function for ripening of fruit, but I don't see any ripening of fruits can be found here. Then the other function of the ethylene will be stimulates the abscissions of leaf and fruit. So abscission means you are shedding. You want to shed the leaf and the fruit. Okay, so B. So how to memorize this one, guys? So just imagine, okay, ethylene is for ripening for fruits. So when the fruit is ripened, you want to like make the fruit drops, correct or not? So who make the fruit drops? The ethylene, abscissions of the leaf and the fruits. Okay, so this is the way to memorize this one. Question 34. The statements below explain the functions of X in a culture tissue. Promote divisions and differentiation of cell. Stimulates the form of plant organs such as roots and stems. When I see divisions of the cell, I know this is something related to the cytokinin. Okay, so cytokinin. Why? Because cytokinin is involved in the cell division. Okay, cyto means cell. Kinin means divisions. Cytokinin, division, cell division. Answer is D. So the last 5 questions, this is the cactus and live in a hot, dry environment. So how does the leaf and the stem help these plants to survive in a hot and dry environment? They have no high intensity of stomata. Stomata will help the water to escape from plants to the environment. So we have high density of stomata, it will increase the losing of the water. So this one is not possible. Stem cell, stem with high number of parenchyma cell. This one possible because parenchyma cell, it consists a lot of a vacuole. and vacuole can use for storage. Okay, it can store water, it can store nutrients. So the stem can use to store water. Has a succulent and thin waxy cuticle. Succulent is good, but thin is wrong. It should be thick waxy cuticle. So this one wrong. Last one, has leaf with a thick epidermis and shiny surface and thorns. Yeah, this one can reduce the exposure to the sun, and then they can reduce the water loss. 2 and 4. Answer is B. Which of the following is not the bad effect caused by the microorganism? Okay, so it's talking about the good effect, guys, not negative. Negative means positive. Good effect. So good effect, yes, okay, we can make the curd, and then we decompose. Okay, decomposing is one of the is a good effect of the microorganism. So 2 and 4 definitely is the answer. So B for these questions. Diagram 27 shows a phenomenon that occurs as a result of greenhouse gases because of global warming, guys. Global warming. So the one that causes global warming is carbon dioxide. Now remember, this is not caused by the sulfur dioxide. This is not caused by the carbon monoxide, but carbon dioxide. Okay, carbon dioxide is the main gas that will cause global warming or the greenhouse effect. Which of the following terms refer to the observable physical characteristic of an organism? The things that you can see. Of course, it is the phenotypes. Okay, phenotypes, physicals. Okay, phenotype, physicals. Okay, physicals. The answer here is C. Okay, last 2 questions. Diagram 28 shows a pair of homologous chromosomes. Which of the following statements is correct about M? So M is showing you we have these regions. Okay, the whole regions here. Okay, so the locus of the heterozygous gene, it is the locus, but for me, I think this is the big P and this is the big P. Okay, but if you check with the answer, when you check with the schema Japan, the schema Japan is showing you A, the locus of a heterozygous gene. So it depends on how you see it. If you think this is small p, if you think this is the small p, okay, then this one is correct. Okay, if you think this one is the big P, okay, the big P, the capital P, then the locus of a homozygous gene will be correct. So this one, I don't think you can find the exact answer lah. So either A or B could be correct. It depends on how you see the questions. All right. Oh yeah, by the way, do you know what is locus, guys? Locus. So locus basically is a place where the gene located. So you can see this place, these segments of the chromosome, they are the locus, which means that this is the place where the gene located. Okay, locus. Last question for the Sarawak Trials Paper 1 as well as for the SPM 2021. Okay, so this is the last paper for this year. So let's do it. 40. Which of the following is a chemical agent of mutation? Mutation, chemicals, formaldehyde. Okay, answer is donkey. So formaldehyde, you can find this in your textbook as well. It's one of the chemicals that will cause mutations. All right, so answer is D. All right, guys, I think that's it for today. Hope you guys find this helpful. Before you go and do your revisions, please remember to like and subscribe. And I wish you all the best in your SPM. I will see you guys in the future. All right, so bye-bye.